heading off to church today, and we have an extra special guest with us. Our New Zealand friend Ella is coming. Now, normally my kids, do I call them big fat liars?
They lie, yeah. Big fat, I don't even.
Okay, not big fat liars. They fib. Yes, I did pull fib out of the 1960s dictionary. Normally, these two, Maya is 13 and Reese is 16. They lie or fib and tell everybody that they're twins when we go to church so that they can go to the same class, so they can go to the same Sunday school, which, I mean, who's gonna...
It's really unnecessary.
It is totally unnecessary. Who's gonna like tell them they can't go to the same class? But they think it's fun, and I thought it was fun and funny, and so we just let them do it until one day.
Well, so now they're gonna be triplets.
So now they're gonna be triplets, because here we've got Reese, Maya, and Ella. Look at those two. Ella can't talk because she's got a New Zealand accent. She'll throw off the whole triplets game. One day we got really caught in the lie, and it was
I've
really
always been
awkward.
against this lie. Like, I always said it was pointless and we shouldn't do it. I was the lone voice of honesty in our family.
But I thought, you know, it's just a cute little fun game they do on this trip. It'll be fun. And
in 10 miles, turn right onto South Highway 385.
They look similar. They always say they're like 15 years old, so like Reese goes down in a year and Maya goes up 2 years. And they're like the same height, so it just works. Anyways, so this one time, this family invited us over to their house after church to watch a movie and eat popcorn. So we're like, oh sure, that'll be so fun. So we went over there, we're, you know,
Which
talking.
was really nice. We're strangers, right?
Yeah, totally.
And she took us in. She like...
It's not like we're
doesn't know
homeless.
us. I know, but like it's still really nice to invite someone you don't know to your house.
It is. It was very kind. So we're sitting there talking. I'm in the kitchen doing something with the other kids, and it's Michael and this woman and the two twins. And she asks Reese, oh, how old are you? And he says, at the time he was 15, so they were saying, and Maya was 12, so they were saying they're 14. So he said, oh, I'm 14 and we're twins. And she goes, no, you're not, are you? And he goes, yeah, we are, and heads out of the room.
Partly because he thought that she might have heard they were twins at church.
Yeah, so he was feeling like he needed to continue the lie, right? So this is like the beginning of spinning the web of lies.
And then he walks out and then leaves me. It's just me and the lady. And so she looks at me and she's like, so how did you feel when you found out you were going to have twins? And I was trying to decide do I lie and say how I felt, or do I tell her that my children are liars? So I made the wrong decision, and I decided to keep lying, hoping that the conversation would end, hoping that she had one question and then it would be over. And so she's like, how did you feel when you found out you're going to have twins? And I'm like, it was kind of surprising. I didn't really expect it, you know? And she's like, how far apart were they? And I'm like, like 34 seconds or something.
Those were fast.
And then I'm like asking her, I'm like,
shot right
tell
out.
me about that painting on your wall. And she's like, no, I want to keep talking about the twins. She's like, how was it hard raising twins? And I'm like, no, it's just like raising two kids that aren't the same age, I guess. What else did she ask me? So like, and then Marissa's in the other room, and I'm freaking out in the kitchen. I was freaking out because I was like, Marissa doesn't know I'm doing all these lies, and she's going to come in, and the lady's going to ask her the same thing, and we're not going to be on the same story.
And I'm freaking out, like, do I go in there? Do I save him and like say, oh, you know, this is just a joke. We're totally joking. It's not true. She
seriously kept asking questions like, is there twins in your family? Is it genetic? I'm like, no. What else?
I don't know. It was question after question after question. 15
minutes.
Yeah.
I had to tell lies about my kids being twins and pretend like I knew what it was like to have twins, and it was terrible.
Yeah. So then I waited for the conversation to just end, and then I walked into the room, and anyways, we went home that night. I felt so guilty, and like I felt so terrible. I couldn't sleep all night long, and finally finally, first thing in the morning, I texted her and
She
said,
texted her and said, "I'm sorry, my husband's a big liar.
I did not say that.
Of all the people in my family, my husband's a big liar."
I did not say
Well,
that.
what did you say?
I said, I'm sorry, my kids have this little game they like to play. They like to say they're twins, and we've learned our lesson that, you know, don't start lying or, you know, even fibbing, because it just spreads into a bigger and bigger mess of lies, and you just can't get yourself out of it. And I apologized and thanked her for having us over, because they were really, really fun and sweet people. So
don't lie.
don't lie.
Because if you
Moral
tell
of the
one
lesson,
lie, it
don't
leads
lie.
to another. And if you tell 2 lies, then you tell 2 lies to cover it up. And then you tell 3 lies, and oh brother, you're in trouble up to your ears.
Thank you, Michael, for that. Moral of the story, when you're at church, don't lie.
Anywhere.
So
Really, you shouldn't lie in bed.
anywhere, don't lie. Don't lie at all, especially at church.
It's
So
one of the
these
10 commandments.
three, not going to be triplets today.
It's too likely we'll get caught. It smell like Vegemite to me.
It's not Vegemite.
I know, but like
So the Australians have
it ends
Vegemite.
in "ite." Okay.
The New Zealanders, the Kiwis, have Marmite.
Which
So
is much
go
better.
again, dig in.
Look at that. It tells you where you can have it. You can have it with soldiers and egg.
What
You know,
are
breed
soldiers?
You didn't ever have
Oh,
that?
Marissa.
Oh my goodness.
Little things.
So
that
you have a
toast.
boiled egg, right?
Kiwi Education 101.
Boiled egg. And you know, with a little bit soft still, and you cut the top off it, and you put it in the egg cup. Take the little top, you put a little salt on it, then you get your toast and you cut it into strips, and it was your soldiers.
Is this a
You dipped
turkey?
in the
No.
in the egg. You dipped the egg in the thing, and you ate it, and then you got your little spoon and you ate the rest of the egg.
The eggs are the soldiers, the toasters.
Yeah, you dip the soldiers. I said that you dip the soldiers in the egg.
So
Why
you-
would a soldier want to be dipped? Why would you? Why would a soldier want to be dipped in an egg?
Cutting it into soldiers.
Cutting it into soldiers.
Which is what those
soldiers.
strips are.
Soldiers.
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 There you
We're in
go.
a military place here. We've got to have soldiers.
Hold on.
Doesn't make any sense why you.
Those
call
are
it a
the
soldier.
soldiers.
Looks like a little piece of bread with
A bread
some
strip.
kind of nasty stuff spread on top.
A brown.
Nasty stuff.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I actually
Well, if you're
probably
gonna be like that, Mike.
I want my bread cut into soldiers. Soldiers.
I don't think we've got any.
What happened to
Don't laugh at me.
the Pringles would work.
Do you put it on?
Soldiers.
I'll braid if you do that.
Soldiers.
No, no.
Soldiers.
Soldiers. I said it just like you.
It's like Forrest Gump, you know, Marmite. You can have, you know, you have fried shrimp and boiled shrimp and all those things that Bubblegum or Forrest Gump had. In New Zealand, we can do it with our Marmite toast. You can have Marmite lettuce cheese sandwiches. You can have Marmite toast. You can have Marmite gravy.
Marmite
You can
chip
have Marmite
thing
and
sounded
chip
good.
sandwich. Oh, you know, it's one of the best in the world. Everybody should try that once.
Marmite
You'll love it.
Do you want to see it? Did you get that?
It looks like tar.
Yeah.
It doesn't
we
smell-
have funny
it smells
tips in
good,
New
actually.
Zealand, small things.
Like when I smelled Vegemite, I know it's not the same, okay? But
Can you
when I
just stop
smelled
saying Vegemite?
when I
Because
smelled that, I could tell it was. This smells appealing to me. I mean, it smells like nice. I don't know how to explain.
Savory.
Yes,
Kind of
it's
a car,
savory.
like a. I don't know.
Yep, Marmite and avocado. You can have that.
Grace.
soldiers.
So if you want,
Wait, what?
That is a disgrace. That is not enough Marmite.
Here we go.
They don't want to waste their Marmite on us. I see how it is.
That's what it is.
Lots of people
Go on then,
only
Ella.
have a little bit of
You
it.
try it
'cause
two
it's
different
strong.
ways. You have it the way Ella likes it. and the way-
Ella likes to pile it
I'm gonna
on.
make it.
Let's see how much
Your
you
way.
put on, Ella. Wow. She likes it thick.
Now that's going to be savory.
How do you
Two
get
soldiers.
thick?
Cut it into soldiers. No?
More work required on the New Zealand accent.
I'm going to study up.
You've got to try.
All right, let's see. We're dying here.
It's got a lot of salt.
Tastes like salt,
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good.
but tastes like salt.
I mean, it's salty. It's kind of like, I'm trying to figure out what it's like. It is like something I've had over here.
Don't you say Vegemite. You say Vegemite. I'm gonna throw something.
No, I wasn't. I really wasn't gonna say that. It's good, actually. I like it.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
You try.
Okay, now try Ella's style.
Well, we're gonna have to get some on Amazon and have it as a chip.
Okay.
It is good.
Yeah.
Way better than Vegemite
Yeah, I mean, they're not even the same thing. Why
No.
are we talking about Vegemite?
because it ends in "ite."
I'm gonna try
And
the.
Australia and
No,
New Zealand are
Dynamite.
practically the
That's
same
just
thing,
like
right?
as well.
This time I'm gonna have.
Serious? Do you know that's like saying
I'm just
peanut
kidding.
butter and Nutella are the same thing?
Or America and Canada are the same.
I know. I was just kidding because we've had this conversation.
I'm gonna have a little bit of. Now I'm gonna have some. This version. I don't know.
Oh,
what
this
it's called.
version.
Don't overdose on it.
It's good. I really do like it. But what I'm trying to figure out is it tastes like something I've had.
Michael remembers every meal he's had in his whole entire life, so
Maybe
it
it's
takes
one
a
day
while
when
to
you fell over
calculate.
I seriously like that.
Lick the tar. Does it taste like that?
Doesn't taste like tar.
No, that's good.
You've
So,
got tar.
Doesn't it?
This is called Soldiers and Chips here in the U.S. It's just Marmite and chips. I'm teaching these guys about what we do, how we make these.
So it's the bread with a Pringle on top.
Yeah, like it just gives a little texture. Because really the Marmite's pretty overpowering of the chip. I'm sorry I brought up Vegemite at all. It's not the same at all.
Sorry to offend.
Even though they're both yeast-based. We were in California at 1,000 Trails. So we were there 3 weeks. And we had the same neighbor almost the whole time. She was like a 70-year-old lady. And so we kind of got to know her, and so we invited her over for dinner. And I was making something in the oven. I can't remember what.
We're making cookies.
Oh yeah, cookies. So I got in and lit it. Does mine? I have to like go in and light the pilot
oh, yes,
manually.
yeah.
Yeah, we have to do that too.
So I go in.
These.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go in and I light it. Close the oven door so it can preheat it. And she's like pretty old, right? Like I don't know what's gonna kill her. I don't know anything might end her life, right? And we're all sitting there talking for about 5 more minutes, and all of a sudden our oven explodes, and the door flies down, flames shoot out, and then they go back in, and the door shuts. And like I looked at this lady, and she was sitting right by as close
Yeah.
to the oven as you can get, right? In our thing, and the lady was like trying to breathe. I thought she was gonna die, and I was worried we're all gonna blow up. So we all had to jump. I'm like, everybody get out of the fifth wheel, get out! And so we all run out. So I like sneak back in to go see what was wrong. I had reached in and lit the pilot light and set the lighter down inside the oven and closed the oven. So it just sat in there, and finally a little hole it was a plastic lighter. A little hole must have finally got through it, and it just, all the stuff came out all at once. It was terrible. And she was there when I realized it. I pulled out, and she was just like looking at me like, it felt like she kind of like just kind of snuck out of the house after that.
Like, I think it's time for me to go to bed.
Yeah, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Boom! It was scary.
It was
It
scary.
was a big explosion.
Yeah.
Enough to push the door down.
Well, I
Yeah.
like the fact that it actually closed itself again. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know how
That could be a new party trick.
Yeah. We're going to do it every time we have a guest over.